Okay, guys, welcome back to Danny Rants. Today I'm sitting with nightclub loyalty, Sean Rault, all the way from Frankston. One half of Market Memories, one half of Circus, and one half of Reminisce Festival. Sean, how are you today?
I'm good, Danny. How are you? I'd say one part because the percentages go up and down in different situations.
Oh, one half, yeah, sorry. One part. I apologise.
Definitely one half of Market Memories, though.
One half of Market Memories, 1%. No, I'm joking. So, how are you today?
Man, I'm great. I've been watching you do this as you grown up back from in the green room and building up and up and up.
That's the OG. I don't think many people know that I did that. I was just saying to the guys before, I was like, he was like, "Oh, you're killing it." And I'm like, "This is not my first rodeo. Legitimately, I've actually done a rodeo, believe it or not. But second,
oh, really?
Have you
actually not been bringing that up.
Yeah, I haven't been bringing it up that much. I haven't been rubbing in every single person's face that I know that I've done a rodeo. But anyway, maybe I should.
That must have been like the longest 9 seconds of your life.
Yeah, my missus.
How you had your kids, yeah?
My missus was like, "I didn't know you could last that long." So Sean and I go way back, close on 2 decades, I would say.
Yep, I reckon about at least 18, 19 years.
Yeah, and so when I first met you, it was probably Q-Bar days, I reckon.
Yeah, I did the long stint at Q-Bar.
And we were sort of cutting our teeth together around the same time.
Yep.
Same circles, different trajectories, I'd say. When you first started in Frankston, I know you started in Frankston, but like, how did you get into it? Like, what was your sort of, what was your first sort of steps into the industry?
Well, first off, I just sold tickets, but like I started off, I remember picking up tickets off a guy named Toby Graham.
Yeah, Toby Graham. Yeah, from Cuba, yeah.
Yeah, so I picked up.
You lived with him too for a bit.
Yeah. I lived with him for so I didn't have to pay board to my dad. It was pretty much cheaper. And Dad wasn't that. It was like $60 a week back in those days.
I remember one of the houses you had like it was like sick in Chapel Street. It was off Hawksbourne or Hawksburn.
Yeah.
I remember that house. I remember going there. I was like, "Fuck, man, this is the life we could live."
Yeah, the one where you could jump out the window into the pool. Yep. Yeah, on Wednesday Road.
Yeah, that was sick. And I was like, "Fuck, this is where I want to
go." Yeah,
that
was a terrible place for after parties. Yeah. Really good. And I remember picking up 30 tickets for a Ministry of Sound show and then selling them in an hour and bringing them back. And back then it was all hand-to-hand tickets. And Toby just looked at me and goes, "What'd you do?" I said, "Everyone meet me here with money at this time." And I picked up the tickets and came back. And he goes, "No one really does that." And I'm like, "Oh, why? It's way easier that way."
Yeah.
And then from there, then I was working at the 21st Century in Frankston.
So where was the Ministry of Sound Party?
That was at the 21st Century.
Okay, so was Toby promoted before?
Toby, like that job it's like he was the head of marketing for the 21st Century.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It was like, but that job's been done by Corsi, John Corse, Funky Cole, Andy Van. And then it's been sort of like, that was like a famous job to take over.
Yeah.
And as Toby wanted to move into the city, he sort of gave that to the next person coming up.
Which is you.
Which I got that job off him.
Yeah.
And then Future Entertainment, they took over the 21st Century. So Future were doing all the big festivals like Summer Days and Future Music Festival and that sort of stuff.
The peaks back when we were going.
Yeah. And when they took over, that role didn't exist anymore. And
At 21st.
At 21st. But I remember Alistair Kennedy coming in and saying, "Look, we don't want to take your job. You still can get paid, but we're just going to run things differently." I said, "Okay, how's this going to happen?" And he's like, for the opening night, he's like, "You have to do all names written down," which just back then, everyone was just like tally lists. I said, "All right, this is going to take a long time." And I remember just doing, I think I did 540 people on my personal guest list on the opening night and like threw the door girls into distribution, like throughout the list and thing. And then that's when sort of my trajectory like started going up. And then that sort of Future sort of realized, "Oh, fuck. He's a little bit of a commodity here."
It's funny because at the same time, Kyle and I were the lead sales of tickets for Summer Days and Future.
Yeah, and
we never got any internal opportunities.
Yeah. I remember the second Stereosonic, me and Evan Sia and Pommy, we sold like 1/3 of the tickets for the whole festival.
Yeah, wow.
But that was like, not 1/3, like 20%. I think we ended up. I just remember going to Richie's office, which was in North Melbourne back then, just saying, "Please, I can't."
Hold this cash.
We had like too much cash, and you're in North Melbourne, like with a bag over your shoulder, thinking like, "Holy fuck, this could go right. This could go the wrong way."
Other than us and you guys, we were the only ones doing that. Like I remember taking $180,000 once to Future office.
Yeah.
And we had it in backpacks. Like, and same thing, just like,
yeah,
no one robs us. That was in South Melbourne, the South Melbourne office.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I used to work that office. That was that was the one. Yeah.
So 21st Century, you're sitting there, and then you get this opportunity to work for Future. You start working for Future.
Yep. Then there was a One Love show down there where I remember where there's the first time One Love, which was obviously
the biggest brand at the time.
Biggest brand at the time, the Prince of Wales. I remember just doing 1,100 tickets by myself, just sitting at a cafe 2 days a week from 12 till 3, and just doing that. And that's when it sort of projected like, "Oh, One Love wanted me for the city, and then Future wanted me for Famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so you were promoted first before DJ, or you were DJ?
Yeah, well, that's when I started DJing. So I got I got a big tax return because I was working for my family at the Telstra shop.
Yep.
And then just like got a big tax return and bought my equipment and then just sort of started that double.
How old were you then? Because I remember you being a promoter and then becoming a DJ, and I was like, oh, he's a promoted DJ. But now that's like fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's when maybe I was, except for Mark James, maybe I was one of the first.
Yeah, legit. But I remember, seeing that transition. It was like, okay, no one was doing it back then. It was very much like promoters, DJs. Yeah, like
I was 19, but I sort of didn't really break. Like I took my time till I was about 21, 22.
yeah, wow, that's so old.
It was like, yeah, I know. I was late starter, late bloomer. I was but yeah, like I think, you just didn't really get gigs straight away back then.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't like, even if you were a promoter DJ, it was like you were a promoter first, DJ second. It wasn't like a promoter DJ together.
No. I was a promoter first. Like that was the one thing. Like I remember, Frank from One Love saying when I signed on there, he's like, just so you know, you're not playing here. And I was like, what? And he's like, you're not playing here. I've got nothing against you, but you're still too young.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's when I was like 24, 25.
Yeah, wow, really?
Yeah, like cut my teeth. And like me and Frank are still friends to this day. He actually gave me a lift home from Vintage Culture on Sunday.
Did he?
Yeah. But like, it's just like, so wasn't Frank having to go at me or anything like that. It was just literally like, you're too young to play One Love. Andy Murphy was the youngest and he was like 26, 27.
Yep.
And he'd cut his teeth through 7 and everything like that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I was playing Q-Bar, I was playing Circus, I was playing Revolver here and there and there. But I was like, you had to really work towards playing that big gig.
I remember when Murphy was first starting, like he would be doing the 9 o'clock set for ages.
Yeah.
Before he broke into the main room.
Andy Murphy did that opening set for like, must have been 4 years before he got moved to like an 11 to 1. Back then at the Prince, do you remember the 9 to 11 set was like...
Yeah, it had a little room and they used to open
on
up.
the side. Hopefully it was busy enough early and you do the run around.
Yeah, I do remember.
So you'd go DJ and you'd run up the stairs and then you get on the main stage and try and stop and play the song like it wasn't connected or anything like that.
And I'd be running from that little room straight to the podium to hold my belt and just rock my shoulders as hard as I could.
100%. Me wearing like a fluoro pink, like white Charlie t-shirt.
Yeah.
Or a printed pair.
Stevie.
Yeah,
Scratch and sniff.
Yeah, Stevie. White Charlie. Stevie, if I could afford it at the time.
Yeah.
The white Charlie was like the rip-off brand.
So 21st Century, how long were you there for?
I was there for when Famous started, the rule was with Future that I had to do both.
Okay.
Which really didn't work out very well because they're an hour apart. But I was there, so I was at maybe like 2 years. But I ran lots of events there. When it's like, I know it's different because when you're at Empire,
you were doing suburbs before I was, And
Yeah.
so even I remember, because I obviously remembered you from Cuba, because we were sort of probably getting paid retainers and not doing much back then together. And then after that, you did Famous. And I remember Famous was like, it was the biggest thing since sliced bread. Like it was the biggest club. Metro kind of shut down Metro and all that sort of stuff. It was super club. And then I didn't even know about 21st because I was only going to the city and we didn't have suburban nightclubs where I was from. So, or if you went to them, you were like, you weren't the kind of person that went to the city. That makes sense. It was a big division in a sense.
No, it was different growing up because I think that sort of started when I started moving up, we'll say up the train line.
Yeah.
So when moving up the train line, I became friends with like Daniel Russo and those boys who were like the private school boys.
Bayside guys.
So Minton Grammar and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Mixed in with my crew because I was from that area and sort of like, all moved up that line. So I remember like Birdhouse Fridays at Motel was like, that was a big thing.
100%, I used to go there too.
Yeah.
Much the same, I guess. Like I was from like a little bit further out too, but it was like, I mucked around with a bunch of guys from Hawthorne and they were the ones who were taking me to One Love, Birdhouse, 161, all these different places. And then I sort of discovered all those other joints like TFU and stuff myself. But prior to that, it was like people that I knew were going like Twister, Billboard, all local clubs, But I still wasn't fitting in that realm. When you did Famous, you were young. And Famous was fucking humongous at the time when it started. Obviously, they had all the biggest internationals. Future was running it. They were basically the owners of the scene at the time. They had no competitors. I remember you getting that opportunity and thinking, fuck, how did Sean fall into this?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
That was literally, because I remember what I just said about the guest list?
Yeah.
That was the first night. And then that followed through. As in so I did like 540 or whatever I said, like around that top price on my guest list the first night. And then I had a team on as well under that. That's completely separate. But like I followed that through. And I just remember talking to One Love and talking to Future and Future like pretty much not wanting to lose me. I didn't put them ultimatum. I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what ultimatum was. I was like, well, One Love's going to pay me $600 retainer. And I thought that was the fucking bee's knees. It's still pretty good.
No, not bad. Cash for doing for partying.
And then Future goes, well, you can have a percentage of the night. And I didn't really know what that meant. So I looked at, I was living with Toby Graham, as we said, and he just re-talked me through what I should go through. And then I ended up getting a percentage of Famous. I thought, honestly, that money was going to last forever. I thought, okay, this is what promoters get paid.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes like 4 or 5 grand a week in an envelope, more, and still living envelope to envelope and just thinking, fuck yeah, this is easy. And then
Same, man. It's funny, like our stories are so similar. Like when I first started, funnily enough, now you're an owner of it, but Circus was my first event. I made $2,500. I remember I'd never seen that much money. And I was like literally rolling in it, taking photos, like, fuck yeah, I've made it. And the same. So the first sort of 2-3 years that I was working in promotions, when I was running my own stuff, like not getting retainers and shit, I was making anywhere between sort of $3,000 to $5,000 a week. And I was blowing it as quick as fucking I was making it.
Yeah,
because I thought it was gonna last forever. Yeah. And then only till I was like 24 and I had a couple of losses where I was like, fuck, this is not a guarantee.
And the losses come. But do you remember, I remember like earning that much money and thinking, fuck, I better run 2 events so I can afford to go on a holiday to Bali.
Yes.
But like you're earning this much money and you're like, oh yeah. No, if I run these 2 events, that can pay for Bali and it won't affect my everyday living.
Same. And I remember also too, I was like, I want to buy a boat. So I ran an event and I made like 15K from this event and just bought a fucking boat. Yeah, like, and you just don't know because okay. My dad took it out and it rusted, and then it fucked. So I ended up basically throwing it away. But at that time, I was like, I thought it was like you said, like the waterfall was never going to stop. And then things got harder as clubs got smaller, and the opportunities were as much. But that was peak. Like when we were running it, we were the new generation of the old generation. So you had guys like Alistair Kennedy, all those older heads, even like Jake the Snake, whatever, that were running shit. And then we were the new generation. But those guys were what, 15, 20 years older than us. They were our age.
Jake the Snake.
Rest in peace, yeah. He could cut him up, that bloke. We were the new generation. It's weird because I now look at it where we are, and like we're all sort of, mid to late 30s now, and I'm like, where's these new guys? Like, where are they going to come up? Because the guys we were working with were in their mid to late 40s, and there was like so many of us. There's probably like the guys that still run shows now. Yeah. There's 15, 16 of us, and we all kind of came around, and we all owned regions. Like I had this, like the East on lock. You guys had like the further out peninsula. There was dudes from Bayside. There was guys from Southeast. Like there was all these promoters that basically owned almost like gangs. Like it fucking
gangs
owned
without
areas.
the violence.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there was violence.
Well, that's usually just the people leaving the strip clubs hitting our people. Yeah.
Yeah. True. I've seen a few promoters fucking punch each other over.
Oh yeah, but never on camera.
Yeah. No, never on camera.
Yeah. Well, I'd say the next wave came up, but they just did it better than us even.
Yeah. True.
They'd be untitled.
Yeah, I guess.
Those 4 boys, they're all like, they're just turning 30.
Yeah, but I guess they're probably the last real big wave. But
that's what I mean. I haven't seen the next crew come down.
Yeah, hopefully they're not as good as them.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, 100%. As long as they can still ask us for advice, then we're still up top. Yeah.
So you're playing at Famous, and for anyone that doesn't know, explain a bit about Famous.
All right, so Famous was QBH. It was across the road from the casino, and originally the owners bought it to set up pokie machines in so that the Crown staff could come across after working and play pokies there.
No shit, I did not know that.
Yeah, so that was one of the reasons why they bought it. But Crown put a stop on the pokies being set up because across the road. So it was a nightclub, and then it was empty for ages, and then they rebuilt it. And it was just pretty much one floor, 2,500 to 3,000 people. Best sound, best acts in the world. Future booked everyone. And we ran for like 18 months. And as the 2am lockout and all that sort of started coming in, and the violence in the city, it sort of died off.
The pressure, didn't they?
The actual CBD died off a lot. So like it's hard, and then Metro was up as well, but that sort of came down at the same time.
Metro dropped because I was actually working in Metro, and I love that venue, and I had like a bit of a grudge against Famous because it toppled it when it was All Beautiful with the Nick, can't remember his name now, Nath, who used to run All Beautiful.
Nathan Rooney.
Nathan Rooney, yeah. So when he was running that, and then Future or Famous sort of toppled that over, but there was multiple mega clubs in the city at that point. And
there was enough people to go around.
And then when Future sort of finished up, there's not really been a mega club like that since.
No, there's not a venue that like, I mean,
to facilitate it.
When we say mega club, there's some clubs that can hold 2,000 people.
Yeah.
But this was at Metro, and then there's one room, big. That it's like, this is the attraction. You want to go see these people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and now you can sort of like do different rooms, different things.
It's effectively a festival every Saturday.
That was actually when we did like coming into being a partner of that night. That was what Mark James said to us. He's like, this is like we do festivals. This is a festival every Saturday. There'll be very few nights where you don't have an international act on.
Yeah.
I put my booking, and he put his booking straight through. Like
And Mark James, for anyone who doesn't know, he was the owner of Future and Summer Days.
Summer Days, he was him and Jason, and
Yep.
yeah, and they were like basically, but Mark was the music guy, so he like booked all the acts, booked everything, and so he's like, you know, we did from like Prince the Superstar,
Yeah.
like who's
Now popping off again. Yeah.
popping off again, so I thought it was a good one to mention, all the way through to like 16BL, who were like back then sort of like still younger, but they were techno-y back then,
Yeah.
you know. So.
Yeah, Fiddly Grand. I remember Fiddly Grand being there too. You had it was everybody who was anybody sort of.
Yeah, I've made friends like Weiss, who's
Yep.
just toured again recently. We did his first tour when he was like 19, but he was Richard Dinsdale, like playing under Ministry of Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the one that did the cat? What was that song? You know that
Fuzzy Hair.
Fuzzy Hair. Yeah, I remember going to Fuzzy Hair there too.
Yeah, I remember one of our friends, won't say the name, one of our friends playing his little edit of Fuzzy Hairs before him.
Yeah.
And then freaking out, realising what he'd done and mixing it out really quickly.
Yeah, I like that edit better, to be honest.
I brought that edit back, actually.
Did you?
Yeah,
good.
It's out again, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're working at Future for that 18 months, I guess.
Yep.
And you thought it was never going to finish.
Yep.
It was like, this is what you're going to do forever, is run.
Yeah, I stayed with Future a little bit longer. So like I did other stuff with them. We went to Neverland for a while.
Yeah.
And then when Neverland was like destined to fail.
It was arguably one of the biggest flops of nightclub
yeah, but I
and
think it
superclub
was
history.
personally, I think the council set them up to fail because
Yeah.
they need to have like up to 25 security guards working at one time from open to manage the traffic out the front.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
just adds your costs up. Like, you know, it's nearly every time you open, it adds like an extra like what, $5-6 costs.
It's one of those other things too. It's like I talk about this a lot. Like, you know, when someone builds a new club,
Yeah.
it's like, especially Melbourne, man. Yeah, like we love our like theaters or old fucking under basements or whatever.
Yeah.
When someone builds a new club, and I remember Neverland was the same for me. So I remember going there a couple of times. I ran an event there too with Sven Vath, and I just felt like a hospital. Yeah, every time I went to a new venue that was big and fucking new, it just didn't have that like history that I was accustomed to in all these other venues.
Why is it so clean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I feel awkward doing things in here.
guys, don't mess that up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just built it.
I was like, I feel bad doing drugs in this place.
But we did.
But yeah, so that didn't last very long, hey? So
No.
did they move? So QBH's got a lot of drama because of the street violence stuff.
There was street violence. One person left the club and got king hit, as we call it, or coward punch, but it was still king hit back then.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
Yep. And died on the banks of the river, but it was leaving famous nightclub.
Yep.
Bad press. Bang. And then there was a new security guard on it. Was exiting someone, and about 5 weeks later, and the guy found down the stairs, and that person passed away as well. And that was like literally nothing to do with, like, it was to do with us, they were there for our night.
Yeah, of course,
But like,
yeah.
we, by no fault of ours, and 2 bad presses, Harold Summers all over it at the time, bang. No, like violence in the CBD, bang.
Yeah.
This needs to change, violence in the CBD.
I didn't know
that was
that
around
they-
the time that
2 lockouts.
No, the cricket player,
David Hooks.
David Hooks
Yeah.
got hit and died.
Yeah, by the security guard.
Yeah, so anything they could do to jump on that was like all over it.
To be fair, things were a lot more violent back then. Like I remember being,
100%.
yeah,
But
like we work around that scene and people getting glass flat out at that same time. Not that it's changed anything. Like this is the culture sort of shifted and changed. But
Yeah.
I didn't realize that QBH had so much to do with the 2 a.m. lockout thing. Like I knew that it was street violence in general.
It wasn't like not exactly to do with it, I would say, but it was like we were fueled by the news and that. So I'd say all that stuff led into
Yeah.
the Herald Sun being calling for change and that sort
Yeah,
of
no,
stuff.
the
You know,
Herald
if
Sun
you get what I
really-
mean? Like it's not like we were talking to anyone like that, but like it all sort of headed to that trajectory.
Yeah. It was like even like I remember when it was going on, and it was like it was an attack by media for late night hospitality. Like that's
Yeah.
what it was. Because the reality of it was there at that point there was fucking 20,000 people in the streets. There's maybe 10 incidents. Yeah, like, it was a small percentage of. I was working on King Street, which was arguably at the time the most violent one that they were targeting. I fucking barely saw stuff there. Yeah, like, it was a rarity that I actually saw incidents. But the media was. I remember that article was like a front page, and it literally said "War on Streets," and it had someone that had been glassed on the corner of King Street, and I was like, "Fuck off!" Yeah, and, like,
Yeah.
and then I remember all these adults like, you know, is it safe there? Like, you should. I remember my wife now. Her parents were like, I don't know if she should be going there, and I'm like, it's fucking hysteria. Like, chill it out, yeah, and like. And then QBH was one of the ones that lost out because of that.
I feel there's like half the amount of people on the streets in the city now, and I feel
less.
more unsafe.
Yeah, 100%. It's scary. The less people, the more scary, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just witnesses and good people around. Like,
Yeah.
It's just when you're like, yeah, it's scarce. But I think the percentage was ridiculous. Like,
So who shut down? QBH shut themselves down because were they owned by Crown? Were they?
no, they're owned by the Matheson Group, which is essentially
ALH.
Woolworths.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, because I feel like that was, because it's still now, from my understanding, it's still in there, right? Like the club's actually. Still
It's
inside.
now Michael Chavello's showroom.
Okay, so you're still being used the actual floor pan, but it's not.
I haven't been in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a few too many ghosts in there for me.
I want to get in there.
Yeah,
Every
same.
time I drive past it, everyone's like, "What happened to QBH?" I'm like, "Dude, I know for a long, long time it was just sitting there, like a ghost club, basically."
Yeah, I think Michael Chiavello, the designer, uses it as a showroom for his I know he does furniture and he does I couldn't tell you and apartments.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it's an apartment showroom.
Interesting. So you finish up, that falls over. It's not really your fault.
Yep.
Then where do you go from there?
Go from there. Future moved to doing
Neverland.
No, I did Neverland with them, and that didn't really last very long. And they went to do a Lumber, which is still back on the docks back then.
Yep.
And I went to One Love.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
And that was towards the end of their
That
tenure
was
too?
towards the end of One Love. So I officially, but in that stage, the 21st century sort of fell over as well.
Yep.
In Frankston, so I shut down the 21st, shut down QBH, and thought I'd move over to One Love.
Yeah.
Not officially, by the way. Yeah, and towards I did the last like 2 years of One Love.
Yeah.
Yep, that was pretty much, that was the biggest. That went from like there was 2,500 people, and that and Seven became the two biggest nightclubs.
Yeah.
Well, they still were. Sorry.
And they started doing Stereosonic at that time, or was that pre-Stereosonic?
No, that was towards the end of that was towards Stereosonic.
Yeah. So were you working with Stereosonic too?
Yep.
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 Trader. Judas.
Yeah, do you know what's funny? Jason actually called me Judas for a year.
Did he?
With a smile on his face as we high five walking past each other. He goes, there's Judas.
And then that closes up, and now you're a venue owner, but you're also one half of Market Memories.
Yep.
Market Memories has surpassed Sean Rault as a DJ.
Oh, 100%, I hope so.
Yeah. So you sort of started Market Memories. How old now? I feel like I lose track of time.
Man, I've only been doing Market Memory 7 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so like Oliver James and I, we just started, like when you know what happened is when the sort of bush stuffs came up again.
Started, yeah.
Yeah, and I just like, because I was working at boutique, I was doing like all the, like, you know, and Bond, I used to own a share of Bond.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's like, it's sort of like not
Man,
my...
I remember when you bought that too, I was like, strange fit for Sean. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
because
well-
you were like us. You were like a
Yeah,
grubby clubber. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I'd take my fucking suit jacket off and like still have a t-shirt
tramp.
underneath and fucking head straight to tramp. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Ozzy, who was my business partner, described it perfectly to me. He's like, we'll call your crowd the t-shirt crowd. Yeah.
Yep.
He's, I'll fill up the site, sell booze, sell bottles and booze with people with the money. And it's not meant to be Brock, which is their other venue.
Yep.
Like, this is a nightclub. So you bring the people that want to have fun. And I thought, that's a good fit. And it was sort of like, because that boutique, it was still that, like, when I say private school crowd, I don't mean it in a bad way at all. I mean like,
Totally.
a bit polished, still want to have fun, still want to come down. Like I went to a private school. So
it's
like,
what's weird about it is like I keep saying it too, and I get actual comments where people are like, what do you mean by that? Because now it's like they're mixed together. Whereas like when we were younger, there was a real cut. Yeah, like there was like private school clubs, public school clubs, but everyone referred to them as that, and it wasn't like you couldn't not go to them. Like it wasn't like they were like, show us your fucking school ID. It was legitimately just that's where private school kids went to.
And like back then, for instance, like Tang, like the Asian Night Group, that's what it stands for. They run Asian Nights. That's not a racist thing. They run
Asian Nights.
They run Asian Nights.
Yeah.
It's called the Asian Night Group.
I did not know that's what that standard for.
Yeah. And now like they own Ultra.
Yeah.
You know, that's not like, and they work like they owned a share of Bond with me. They ran the Fridays, I ran the Saturdays. It was the best way to have a consistent earnings.
Yeah.
If you're trying to spread those things over 2 nights,
It's impossible.
you spend like the same amount of money over 2 nights, the same amount of people over 2 nights. It can be done, but there's hardly a point of difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have, so we had like the Tang group running on Fridays, we run on Saturdays, and then bang, and we all work together. We all like, we're all business partners.
How was working with Ozzy? Because I've actually not met him before, but he's like another super famous synonymous name with nightclubs. He's owned fucking
Everything.
lots of them. Yeah, like and percentage shares. Like what do you have? Brock, Jet Black, Bond,
Valve.
Valve. That was what it was called before Jet Black. Fuck.
Yeah. There's Jet Black and then Valve. And then it was something else, and now it's the Pornico.
Yes, but
which
it
is
was
like it's the same venue, and apparently, I said there's ghosts around before.
Yeah.
Apparently, like whoever kept building on that when Pornico came in, they just kept building on top of the old nightclub. So the walls, when they're pulling everything down, there was like 3 lots of fucking wallpaper, and there was like all that old.
Like you're pulling back history as you're scaling back the wall.
exactly. And Pornico stripped it all back and put it on the.
Yeah, that venue was one that was like.
And Aussie was great. Aussie was like, for me when I was younger, that stage, like I didn't have as much money because whatever, and he just made me put my balls in line money wise, but also gave me an opportunity to like step up and like work for myself pretty much. Yeah.
That's awesome. So the overall experience with that group was awesome.
Oh, it was great. They're still my friends these days. Like, I don't see them as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But like different crowd, but just all in the same, like in the same. They were just like good people, good with business, and just it gave me like a real opportunity.
Good fucking hospitals, eh?
Yeah, they're great hospitals. Like the systems and everything they put.
Yeah.
The systems and everything they put in place, just like was just smart.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really see from a lot of other places because like.
And when you're promoting, you don't give a fuck too. Like when we were young, we're like, I'll use the term rogue because we were, yeah. Like we're just ripping 20s out of doors, and then do you give a fuck how the service was or whatever? So even me, like I didn't start learning how to be a hospital to 26. Prior to that, I was just a promoter. Yeah, like I was coming in, all I cared about was the door and the door girl and the lineup.
Yep.
Anything else I didn't give a fuck about. And then I had to learn because you have to. Like at some point, things slow down. You got to pivot into hospitality.
Mate, 100%, and like, and when you start looking at the other end, you're like, holy fuck, there's a lot more that goes into it. They're not. He's not a tight ass venue owner. He's a venue owner.
Yeah.
he just like whoever it is. He understands the X's and O's and wants to make money at the end of the day.
And the worst part about it is too, it's like you figure out too late that you had the better side of the deal.
Yeah.
So you work into venues, you're like, fuck, save up all your money as a promoter to buy into venues, and then you make a quarter of what you did as a promoter.
Yeah. Oh, I've already got the loan. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's like, fuck, I've got a lease now. This goes bust. I'm actually accountable for it. Whereas beforehand, it'd be like, fuck, I wasn't making enough 20s. I'll just move on.
Yeah.
Winding back to market memories because we just fucking completely went off that.
That's not like us. Yeah, sorry. Market memories, from that sort of doof scene.
Because you threw yourself into it, right? You loved it.
Yeah, well, like, I think I was just coming off a breakup and I just like, fuck it, I'll just go to some festivals, like rediscovered music that I probably haven't been listening to because I was sort of...
Working in Bond and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was working at Bond, I was going to Tramp, but there's like a big difference between like...
Club music and doof music.
Club music and doof music and like, yeah, I think I went to eight of them in 1 year. That's when Kyle was still at Earthcore. I think I did I did all of them. Strawberry, Rainbow, Earthcore. Then I did, just the New Year's Eve parties. I think I went to let them make cake around it. Or maybe that was later. Anyway. Yeah, just where like me and Ollie just started hanging out again. We've been mates for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, from then we were at the market stage at Rainbow. And we were like fucking hugging and dancing and like we should play together. And that's how Market Memories, the name came from the market stage.
Because he was doing Mama Said beforehand with Jake.
Yeah, he was doing Mama Said. He still, at that stage, they were one of the longest running nights at Revolver.
Yeah.
They've moved on to different venues now. But yeah, so he was just playing once a month and I was playing gigs I really didn't want to play.
And they were very much like, because Ollie was originally from Poison Apple too, wasn't he?
Yep.
Like that crew. So they were like music purists, those guys from the
Yeah, and I was like not a music purist.
Yeah.
I
played everything.
Yeah, I was probably one of the only people playing it like boutique and then playing Revolver afterwards.
100%, yeah, definitely.
Yeah? But like at the same time, when I play with Ollie, it's sort of like straightened out. Like I just stopped taking gigs I didn't want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just went from like yeah, sweet, I'll earn an extra $400 here, but then I'll go play at other venues. Like no, just like with Ollie, we just pulled ourselves together. And he pulled me down musically. I pulled him up a little bit out of his that's why we sort of
purist sort of vibe, yeah. Because sometimes we call them chin strokers.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I need to be pulled in so I don't fucking just go handful leather every song. And Ollie's like Ollie's cooler than I am. I put that on camera, didn't I? Yeah,
we'll cut it out.
No, 100%. We balance each other out because I sometimes it's like, oh, that goes to that, let's fucking go. And Ollie's like, no, we've got 2 hours. We'll play this first.
Yeah.
And you play that, and then we play this. And that's why we as Market Memories, I think it's why we work so well.
I think one of the things that Market Memories does well too is that you kind of remind me of the old days. Like you guys are very much like you start slow, you build up, and there's like a journey, whereas like it's an art lost. And I know when you guys picked up traction, it was because you were basically doing what everyone did back in the old days in a new area where there was 45-minute sets.
Yeah. No. And it's like something like, but the only time we don't really start slow is when someone gives us an hour set.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, because like, it's an hour set. You got to impress some people in front of you.
And so that happened pretty quickly. Hey, like you guys sort of started that off.
Yeah, we started warming up for everyone, which was a big thing. So like we started just doing the warm up for like, because we're a bit older,
get those opportunities.
I mean, this in those ways, some of the younger DJs would like blow their load early, like if they think it's their big chance.
Might play like the Cat or something before.
Yeah, yeah. So like DJs just like had no patience. Like for me, a warm up set is about getting to here but not going over it.
Yeah.
So like you don't want to get hands in the air moment. Because your job as a warm-up DJ is not that. Your job is to set up the main act international.
And it's so fucking weird because like back again when we first started, I remember even like just generally like working for Marky Dorovic at Billboard back in the day. And he was like, no one plays a song that anyone knows until 12.
Yeah.
Because he's like, we need them to drink and then at 12, we keep them there. Yeah. But it's like they were just like unwritten laws. Whereas now...
Old term like washing the bar.
Yeah.
You play a few different like genres. So the dance floor will switch over and go to the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
obviously, that doesn't count anymore. That was for DJs like
Back in the day.
at suburbs clubs playing the whole night. Like,
Yeah.
they, for instance, they'd go from like R&B to house, but like washing the bar for might be like playing some vocals into playing like something with no vocals.
Yeah.
So that the girls leave and go to the bar and buy a drink.
And I guess that's like, it's their attention spans are lower, and also too, people can move quicker because they know, like back when we were going out too, you'd go to a venue and just stay there.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can go to like, you could before everything fucking started closing down. Yeah. So you guys were using that old sort of method. And also too, I remember like, if you were a warm-up DJ and you played a banger or you didn't lift it into them to make that the biggest part of the night, you were like fucking crucified. You know?
Absolutely.
You'd never get a gig in Melbourne again.
I think this describes it perfectly. The Untitled Boys booked Ollie and I to play this warm-up set for Solomon.
Yeah.
Right?
That was a big one at Woolhouse, yeah?
In Woolhouse, 7,000 people, right? We really wanted that gig, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah? They pulled us in for a meeting. There's not many people. So we went into the Untitled office, and like, I remember sitting with Phil and Mike, and they're just saying, look, we booked you guys for this gig because these are the rules. Nothing over 122 BPM, no vocals, and the sound has to be at 80% because it's a Solomon show. This comes from Solomon's management because it's a Solomon show. That's like, some people might say, oh, that's fucked. No, it's not. It's a Solomon show.
100%.
You don't, like, if you go see Pearl Jam, you don't see whoever's warming up. Like, with full, like, you get a good band playing a good show.
With 80% of music.
80% of music. So,
And 80% of the production.
yeah, you got to treat them like it's like if you model that on rock shows, it's fucking perfect.
It's funny because it's only dance music where people sort of find a way around that rule.
Exactly.
So any other genre, they don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And the Untitled Boys said to us, we picked you guys because we know you've got time to plan it and you won't make it boring. We don't want it boring. We don't want people standing around. But these are the rules. Can you do it? I'm like, absolutely, we can do it. So we started like with a song called Infinity by Matthias Mayer, put it in a Spotify radio, and for like 12 to 24 hours, depending on how long it's on, we just go through it, make a playlist, done up. And it was like maybe use 5 of the 60 songs we saved.
Yeah,
that
wow.
got us in a mindset to make an opening set for Solomon. Instead of that, it wasn't like it was a big Market Memories gig, but that was to warm up for Solomon.
Yeah.
And then you warm up we did Patrice and Green Velvet, like completely different artists, but you
build that trust. And then that build your brand, your name.
That built our brand, and then we got a good set of pitch. Like we played the first 2 pitches before we got like popular.
Yeah.
This is pretty much how pitch works. Like, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We know we don't suit pitch anymore, but like, well, saying that I think we do, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
Good set of pitch, and then from that we played Rainbow, and from Rainbow it was all.
So what's the most iconic moments for you in that thing? Like I know Rainbow Market Memories is actually literally named after the fucking stage there.
Yep.
So Solomon warm-up set, I'm guessing, is up there with the highlight for Market Memories.
Spending like 6 years dancing at the market stage at Rainbow,
And playing
calling
it.
ourselves Market Memories because of that Rainbow, and then playing 9 till 10:30 p.m. In the middle of a festival on a Saturday night when everyone's there. We also remixed the song Faces of Meth literally just to play at that Rainbow because we wanted an old tune that was off center. We remixed it. That was the first thing we ever released. Like that's sort of our I'd say that's our iconic moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your club stuff sort of blew up after that.
Yeah.
But you had so many fucking pivotal moments, but it was definitely that. I would say it was a combination of Solomon and then the Market Memories.
Yeah, of course, because Solomon led into the booking at Rainbow. Thad, who booked Rainbow,
And just in that video footage of you guys, I think you're playing one of your tunes, I think it was.
No, for Solomon, I think In White Rooms we were playing.
Yeah, in White Rooms, that one. And it's just like, there's fucking, it looks like 20,000 people. It's probably not.
Man, I know.
Yeah.
So how much better is it as a promoter when you can film and it looks like 20,000 people, but it's only like 2,000.
Yeah, I know every single venue that looks like that in Melbourne.
Yeah, oh man. You know that circus actually holds 4,000 people if you get the camera right?
Bro, I've made rooms with 30 people look like there's 300 people in there. You gotta aim your camera down on a slight angle.
Yeah, 100%. And then just tip over the DJ.
Yeah, we all know. Fucking filling up, boys.
Yeah.
So Market Memories, you do obviously that's been a big part of your life.
Yep.
And then the next part of it is you're now an owner of Circus, which is like full circle because no doubt you were attending there when you were younger too.
Mate, I'm like you, but I worked there from when it was called Rouge.
Oh fuck, I didn't
Yeah,
remember
that was from Nathan Rooney, who we spoke about before.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, the owner back then, he was working at Rouge, and then he bought it and made it into Circus, and then I've worked there on and off for all 17 years. We've been
Yeah,
there.
wow. And you did the Sundays too, hey, for a long, long time.
Yeah,
You still do?
Still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished at 7 a.m. yesterday morning.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
After Vintage Culture.
Yeah, after Vintage Culture, we played electric, and then I played by myself. Like I do Sunday nights as Sean Rault, just because, Ollie's got a job.
Yeah.
So, so I did 5:30 till 7 a.m.
How's Circus? Is that one of your? You have some interesting stories from there, no doubt.
Yeah, well, Circus is like circus is amazing. Like it's just the little club that could, I reckon.
I called it in one of my videos the other day, the heartbeat, one of the heartbeats of Melbourne.
100%. It's sort of like, I agree, and it's sort of like it's never been, like it's becoming now, but like it's always been like, you know, there's been Tramp and 161 and Revolver, and like everyone's like, but there's also circus, and now it's sort of like, you know, there was Q-Bar, 161.
I get you.
Yeah,
it's always been there. It's always been busy, but it was always like a step sister or step brother.
It's always like just a little bit to the side, and I just think since we put a better sound, like the biggest sound system in it, it's like it's got that, you know, it's really good. It's like cutting through.
I mean, you get some mad like run through guests, yeah. Like I know, like not long ago, which is still wild mix up to me, but you had Dom Doll, Will Sparks back to back, which I don't think I'd ever say that in a one sentence, but it happened, and it happened to circus.
It did, and there's I still like click back sometimes, and there's little flyers where like Dom Doll's name's this big and mine's sort of this big, and I'm just like, holy shit, we took different career paths, but it's no, just kidding.
That could have been me.
Like, I really think he won that one.
Like I remember even I did a show with Patrick Topping at Revs, and he went back there and played afterwards. So you've had what other artists, massive ones, have come in, just sort of blow-ins and play?
Well, we did that when we did Deborah DeLuca downstairs, for instance. That was a good night because we're like, with the amount of people we hold, if they're all on one level, it's too busy. So Dom Doll and Tyron Foot decided to play on the roof upstairs, and we had Deborah DeLuca downstairs. And that spread out pretty well.
What a fucking lineup, man. That's a couple $100,000 right there.
Yeah, I know, especially when, you know, that one was just like hey, we'll jump on.
Pop up, yeah.
Which is like they weren't booked to play. They're just like, oh, fuck it, we're here. We'll just jump on, which is good. They all come through like, you know, we're like everyone likes to jump on, which like, you know, I shouldn't really say. Like Christoph and Weiss the other week, just for no reason. You know, it's like, who else we had? Like from that to Oliver Hunderman's.
Yeah.
There's been like Malente. There's like on the wall thing. I'm thinking about on the wall in the office. Whose names we got? Yeah, like they all just come in, come down. We're always open.
Yeah, of course. Like literally always open.
Yeah.
Do you have any wild stories about the Sundays? Because the Sundays is always used to be the last stop shop, but now there's a couple more shops that are added to the bill.
Yeah.
Like Breakfast Club and whatnot. But do you have any wild stories from that? Because it was a mixed match of everybody, right?
Yeah, like I think that's the main thing about circus is like is that Sunday nights, it's like we're the last person open past 3 a.m.
Yep.
So like you get waiters, you get, you know, doormen, you get security guards, you get girls with dancing, you get like, you know, you get all that sort of stuff, and they all just come together, and they're all there for the music. Not there for music, they're there for knockoffs first. Yeah. And then you're getting mixed up with the music crowd. Yeah. You know, like years and years ago, you have a heavy problem where people like, you know, 15 people standing out the front across the road, like that sort of stuff. Yeah. We lock the front doors and everyone stays inside till they go away. Yeah, I'm sure you know what it's like. It's like, like there's stuff like that. But all in all, yeah, like there's not as much violence in nightclubs as people think.
Nah, there's not. Zero, like I say it again, we used to pull 15 fights out a night. Towards the end of my tender, we would be lucky to see one a month. Yeah. Right? So it's just not a thing anymore. Like it's almost a fake fucking assumption that there's that sort of stuff. Okay, I want to talk about another one, which is it's a bit of a funny one. So one of the COVID outbreaks you caused. All right. Can you go into that?
All right, let's jump in because that party's coming up again.
Is it?
All right, so here's what happened. We're out of COVID. We're allowed to dance again officially. And you know how they're like, you can dance. And then like everyone's like, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like no dancing anymore. So I was like, okay, cool. It's my birthday. Every 2 years or so, I run a 2000, like a year 2000s to 2010 in like themed
rave
trance party, like rave. And call it the Rault Rave. This one, I was just like, my friends played, like Papa Smurf played for 3 hours this time. Yeah? So it's like everyone dressed in like 90, like I have fat pants on. Everyone's dressed in like tracksuits, like everything's ready to go. Now, we run that from 7 p.m. to like 11 p.m. and then I open circuits to the public. So there was, I hate this. There was a super spreader.
Super spreader.
Oh, fucking. God, the government. So there was a super spreader that went to two places along Chapel Street and then ended up at Circus. And so anyone that was at my party immediately...
10-day lockdown or something.
It was like 14-day lockdown. Now, the comment is 14-day lockdown.
It's a decent birthday present from you to them.
Yeah, I know. Hey guys, I've organised 2 weeks holiday. You're gonna get paid $500 by the government, and you're getting money from your job.
That's actually not bad when you put it that way. Can you do it again?
Yeah. Now, the super spreader came to my party. That's all they knew. And then bang, not one person got infected.
Yeah.
So not one person had COVID, no outbreak at all. But that was right up in the Daily Mail.
Herald Sun, all the good ones.
I'm still pissed off about this. Renowned nightclub owner. Like, it could have been notorious. You know what I mean? Like,
Infamous?
Yeah, like notorious nightclub owner. That's like way better for my street cred. Yeah, like right up in the Daily Mail with like pictures of all my friends wearing fluoro stuff and like, yeah. And then my response, which was, hi guys, there was, like, my response is, as a nightclub, you know exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Hey guys, there was someone with COVID at my party. Please do the right thing. Please quarantine. Take your test. Stay at home. Yeah, like everyone did all the right thing, but you know, like they just wrote it up. They wrote up nightclub owner throws birthday party. COVID spreads. It's not how it happened.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I remember saying, I was like, fuck, poor dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, it could happen to anybody, but at that point too, it was like, you were the bad guy. Yeah, like not you were the bad guy, as in like, even you were in a situation where someone accidentally came through.
Yeah.
Now no one gives a fuck. But at that time, I was like, it was newsworthy. Now,
Yeah.
I could have it and not even tell you, no one even cares.
Yeah, no, and like that's the one. That's like when there was violence in the city, like much smaller scale.
Yes.
But like fuck, who do we blame?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's blame these people trying to earn money.
Yeah, and we were like, it was such a hard one because we couldn't say or do anything that was right or wrong. And we're always the guys who like head things when things go wrong, bushfire events or be whatever it is, or natural disasters, and nobody helped us. Like we were damned if we do, we damned if we don't.
Yeah. Tell you what though, from in that 2-week period, I've never been sent so many lollies.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's loaded me up. Well, I was like just bored sitting on my couch, just eating junk food. Came out like probably 4 kilos heavier.
Yeah. Other event that you do is Reminisce. Obviously, it's been around for 10 years and it started off literally in a backyard, and now it's at the fucking bowl. Run me through how you got involved in that and your experiences, I guess, with it. It's pretty insane. You've continued to do 9,000-10,000 every single year, sometimes 2 times a year. And it's something that obviously you hold close to your heart. You know, you talked about Famous, talked about One Love.
Yep.
You were one of the pillars in that sort of house makeup that makes Reminisce.
Yeah, I'd say this is the thing I'm most proud of in the
Yep.
industry. This is sort of like where I feel that I've made something unique.
Yes.
That's just like, it's young, like something unique. And I can't, like, it was Corey and Mark's idea.
Yep.
They had the idea for this party in the back garden. And then, so basically it's Triple J's Hottest 100 countdown, but not because it's
Old classic house heads like us.
Yeah, it's only classic house, and John Course plays it live from 50
Yeah.
number 1. We started the back garden. Next year we sold like 800 prints. Then we sell out prints the next year. Then we sell out prints in a week. Then we move it up to circa. And then we got the good help from people like Kyle Hand.
Yep.
Like, yeah, and we upgraded that to the bowl, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And it's just the right amount of nostalgia, with just the right amount, a little bit of commercialism, with also underground tunes that, like, it's what you vote for, what you get.
Yeah.
So it's just been a great trajectory, and like it just keeps growing and growing and growing.
It's one of those things too. It's like every single person loves it too, right? Like it's like a social calendar thing.
Yeah.
My accountant goes, my lawyer goes, my fucking butcher goes. Like it's everybody that was affected, or I shouldn't use the word affected. It's probably a bad term. Anyone that was motivated or like sort of had a good time back in the day. They get to relive that nostalgia.
I think back in the day is the perfect saying. It's like you know when you know best when people don't go out very often, and then like you see them in clubs like back in my day.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes it annoys you, but if you run a party for that, that's fine.
And the best is when you hear those old tunes, like when you forget. It's like I remember like last time I went there at the bowl was probably like 2 years ago now.
Yep.
And there was like Corsi playing Rainy Again.
Yep.
And it took me back to the exact same time in 2005 or 6 when Corsi did the exact same thing at Summer Days when it rained. And I'm like, even as I'm talking about, I'm getting.
I can
fucking
still
kisses.
see the girls at that 2006-7 party. I think
Summer Days one, right?
I think it was one with Axwell, yeah?
Yep,
2007.
was.
Listen
Yep.
to that set all the time. So,
I've got the top still.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I can still remember the chicks that had cut garbage bags because they knew it was going to rain all day.
Yeah.
I can still see the exact moment, and I can see Corsi leaning back and singing the words, fucking like it's perfect.
But it was almost like he did it. It was like a magical moment. It's funny. Everyone in our sort of I guess timeline of events can remember that moment. Like everyone was there, and it was like as it rained, he just gone, "Oh, when it's raining again," and it's just like it fucking poured down.
It went nuts.
It was awesome for that minute, and then about 15 minutes into that torrential rain, it was fucked. It was so cold. Everyone was huddled underneath the umbrellas and stuff.
But I remember that the next year was like 40 degrees. Like, you couldn't pick it.
But that moment to me is synonymous with Reminisce, because every year that happens, it's like you're basically reliving those moments that we're talking about that we all remember. you get a little snapshot of it. And there's not many things in life that you get to do that, right?
Yeah, 100%. And then like as the crowd grows, that there's moments for like, you know, the 25 to 30s year olds.
Yeah.
I've been, you know, like it's something that keeps going because as people get older, they like get jobs, get wives, have kids.
Yeah.
You know, they don't go out every weekend, but this is an event where you can sort of do that. You can.
Yeah, it can grow and be nostalgic for every single person.
Exactly. And like
18-year-olds in 15 years can still experience what we do.
And the fact that like, you know, I know I said it sort of, but like you vote for the tunes. So like the music gets better as the day goes on, which doesn't really happen in the club. Like I remember breaking like records at Prince back in the day because like we sold a few too many tickets there. All right.
I've never done that.
No, me neither. Because like
I always do exactly capacity.
Yeah, like if capacity is this amount, you sell exactly that amount, except for the extra couple of hundred. You know? So I remember us getting, we accidentally got a fine, but like because the music gets better over the night, people are there for longer.
They weren't leaving.
People don't leave. We broke a bar record as well, so it's like, okay, sweet, don't worry about the fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Okay, on that, I have to unfortunately wrap it up.
Yep.
We've got plenty more stories to talk about. We've known each other fucking way too long. I'm going to have everybody back on again. So part 2, wait for part 2, but Sean's going to be back on again. I have to mention my sponsors, WP. Believe it or not, I'm an owner. So it's a little bit of an awkward one to be sponsored by your own product. But in saying that, you got to, right? You got to plug your own stuff. So this is available, believe it or not, Sean, at all good independent retailers and also First Choice Liquor and Liquorlands across Australia.
I think it's available at Circus Bar and Nightclub as
And
well.
it's also available at Circus Nightclub. So thank you for the support, everybody. I actually only get people on that supply that stock our shit. That's not true, but
I pretty much bought a bar to stock that just so I could be on this podcast.
I appreciate the commitment. So this is a bottle for you from on behalf of them, WP Shots. And this is the Tropical Smash Liqueur, which is our brand new flavour. We've also got these cans, 8%ers. No doubt you can drink them at kick-ons. And thank you for coming down and giving me an hour of your time, Sean. Really appreciate it. And we'll chat again soon.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you, bro.